John Mason. How is everybody? Hope you're all well. I have just come from the forming of this new organization known as Greater Philadelphia Community Alliance. It's the merging of several South Philadelphia community service organizations to combine their assets and strengths and infrastructure and personnel and finances to better serve the Philadelphia community. And I plan to do my part in helping it along. And over the weekend, I celebrated Juneteenth. That is the commemoration of the time in June of 1865 when Union forces entered Galveston, Texas, and informed the African American people held in slavery that their slavery was over and they were freed under the Emancipation Proclamation that Lincoln signed in 1863. But the slave owners made damn sure that the slaves didn't know they were free. That's always the case. That happens a lot, that people who have an interest in controlling you don't want to make damn sure there are no alternatives for you, that there's no way for you to defend yourselves or get yourselves out of your slavery or whatever negative situation you're in. And in Juneteenth celebrations, I attended the one Saturday in front of the Johnson House on the 6300 block of Germantown Avenue, which was an important historic site that is one of the stations on the Underground Railroad that hid runaway slaves so they moved to freedom. And I saw the craft fairs and the small businesses there. It was a wonderful time. People celebrating their freedom. But alas, in so many state legislatures, members of these legislatures are hell-bent on making damn sure intelligent discussion about the racial history of this country, the racism, the slavery, the beatings, the whippings, the Jim Crow, the disrespect, the repression and the oppression. These legislatures are making damn sure that the school kids don't learn about them. They're making damn sure that they're not discussed at all, so as to appease this small sliver of a constituency, one that votes regularly but is not really the majority of the American people. And these mainly Republicans, they mainly trot the old scary thing called critical race theory, which is, as I say for the 10,000th time, is discussed in law schools. It is, always has been, and always will be, the study of how race permeates each and every facet of American society, whether it's the military or the healthcare system or the education system or the judicial system or the police system or the political system or the economic system or the financial system or the nonprofit system. That's it. And trust me, in all my learning about American history, without the filters, it is there. Racism is so strong, so deeply embedded in this country. And There are so many people calling themselves centrists or moderates, what have you, who acknowledge it, but don't want to who know that yes, racism is a big and terrible thing in this country, but we try to not discuss it because it upsets people. Well, it's pretty damn upsetting to the people suffering from it, isn't it? Let us stop being namby-pamby about race in this country. Let us have serious discussions about it. And no, it's not a bash whitey thing. It's not hate white people. It's not that. It's a serious discussion about how racism is a real problem in this country, how it's so deeply embedded in our history, in our society, in our economy, and that we got to deal with it. And we can deal with it. It's the same thing with the oppression going on with LGBTQ people, which has to be discussed as we're in Pride Month. Recently, the body that regulates high school sports has agreed to ban transgender girls from participating in girls' sports. And there's this bill, a wormiest, cancerous way through the state legislature that would prohibit transgender girls from entering girls' sports, which is a form of discrimination and leaves them vulnerable to harassment and bullying, just like kids are subjected to in school. The kids are very vulnerable. They don't know at that era. They don't know who they are, what they are, where they fit in, what the future's going to be like, whether they're even going to have a future. And they create all these rules against not prohibit the teaching of LGBTQ topics in schools because it's grooming. It's preparing them to be bait for pedophiles. Oh, please. If they really cared about kids, they ought to start get busy and take these automatic weapons off the streets and do background checks to keep mentally unhealthy people from attaining such weapons of mass massacre. But no, can't offend the gun lobby. They're not the majority. The majority of the American people have accepted LGBT people as their friends and neighbors. I know I have. They've accepted that racism is a problem, a terrible problem permeating our society and history. But we can't have a maniacal minority terrorizing us into not discussing these things and defending LGBT people and people of color and women seeking abortions. Every poll will tell you that 8% of Americans or more or more, ballpark, support the right of a woman to attain a safe, legally attainable abortion. But a maniacal minority is dominating state legislatures is prohibiting women from attaining abortions. So, playtime's over. The teen Crippus era is over. The polite era is over. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's hit the bricks. Let's hit the books. Let's get together. And let's hit the voting booth. Oh yeah. Get out there and vote. You know they're going to. They're motivated. Why aren't we motivated? We can beat them. Oh, I'm sick. I'm up to here with all these pundits saying, oh, they're going to take the Senate and House over. They haven't had the election yet. So, let's take our asses over to the libraries and read and support them. Support the local libraries. Support all forms of education, whether it's your formal institution of learning or some adult learning thing or your local library. Support them. And let's get out and vote. We can do it. I know we can. We've overcome this stuff before in our history. Let's keep doing it. Okay, rant time is over. Now, advertisements. Hemperific LLC is a lovely little CBD product store on Snyder Avenue near South 15th Street in South Philadelphia. There you will find some of the finest cannabis-infused products you can imagine, like gummies and drinks and flour and candies and lip balm and teas and hand sanitizer and dog treats. Look them up. Hemperificllc.com. And I tell you about my beloved career and business coach, Michelle Snow. Michelle is a terrific coach for help you along with your small business or your professional career. She'll let you know what you're doing right, where you need work, and help you network with other professionals and small entrepreneurs as you develop your career or business. Please look her up. growwithsnow.com. Okay? And another form of self-advertisement. I will be showing up at the poetry reading tonight at Kavanaugh's Head House on South 2nd Street between Lombard and South Streets. I'll be listening to some fine local poets and read my own material and have it for sale in the open mic. Please look them up. Kavanaugh's Head House. Okay? Okay. We got work cut out for us and we can do it. Thank you. Bye.